Ah! This whole time I was talking and I was muted. Hi, Anne Marie. Okay, so I started a little bit because I changed some streaming stuff. It looks like my output is still low. I'm going to hope that this does well. Whoever's watching, if you could, just let me know how it looks. I don't know what to do. So all I have is a basic ceramic tile. What you saw me do before is I took my isopropyl alcohol and wiped this down to make it clean. I have, for tools, my bamboo skewers. These are just for shish kebabs when you're grilling. I am noticing that I am stopping and starting a lot. I might have to stop, change some settings, and restart. My shish kebab skewers are bamboo, one with the pointed end, and then on the other end I clipped one at an angle and the other one I keep flat. And then I have Spectrum Noir, Copic, Pro markers, and some Adirondack alcohol inks. I am going to stop and restart just because I want to mess with some settings. Hold on, let me see if it's buffering as bad to the viewer. Okay. Let's see if that works. All right. I changed some stuff, so let's hope that helps. And it's buffering at the start. Oh, what is going on? All right, one more time. Okay, hopefully third time is a charm. I'm going to fingers crossed. Third time is a charm. I tried to lower the outputs and stuff. I really enjoy doing these live ones, but it's kind of a bummer when the quality ends up so icky. All right, so now I see a black screen. I'm just going to go over and clean this again while it's live. I hope I have enough IPA. And it is a warm day here, so I have the fans on, and I'm getting fur floating around. But know what? Fur adds texture. All right. What the? Okay. All right. So Anne Marie says it looks good. I lost the people who came in right at the bat. I feel horrible. Hopefully they come back. All right, so I'm just going to get started on this. I'm going to do a sea turtle, and in case you couldn't see it because it was looking rather icky before, my tools are shish kebab skewers. Shish kebab skewers, they're bamboo, and with the nice pointed end. And then on one of them, I cut it at an angle, and the other one I keep flat. This is one of my favorite tools. Then I have a couple of brushes that I'll use. I have alcohol ink markers. I have Spectrum Noir, Copic, however you want to say it, and Pro Marker. And I also have the Adirondack alcohol inks. I do also have somewhere, what is that other kind of marker? I don't really use them all that much. So they're nearby. Oops. They're nearby. Oh, cheese and rice. It's telling me I'm not streaming good, but you guys are telling me it looks okay. So I'm going to believe you. I don't know what to do. So the first thing I do when I work on a piece on my tile is I actually take a marker, usually in like in a color that is seen a lot in my subject, or even not. Sometimes I'll just use black or brown. Thinking I might use green. I'll use this turquoise. And I do just a really rough sketch of my actual subject. And I'm doing mostly face on this. Maybe I should bring it down a little bit. The nice thing about this is my favorite part about alcohol ink on tile is until you seal it, you can get rid of it. It's the best part about this. You don't have to worry about ruining canvases, anything like that. And the tiles are really super cheap. So, does it still look okay, Anne-Marie? So since I'm tilting this for my own ease. Since I want this to be filling in more of my tile, I'm going to start with the shell. And that's a fin. That's a fin. I kind of wanted to do a turtle today because I was with, she's actually like one of my friends' little sister. She was like the annoying tag-along little sister when we were younger. And she's like an amazing woman now, which is so hard to believe. And she's like a foot taller than me, and it's still weird. But she was telling me about her tribe, and they believe with the turtle, and I don't know. And she's from Turtle Mountain. I don't know. It's just cool. Do I like that? Is that a good? No, I'm thinking he needs his shell higher. We don't have to be exact. And I'm just, see, look at this. Look at how sloppy this is. And all we're doing is finding our shape. And also, I'm weird. I like the smell of these. I like the smell of the markers. All right, his head is becoming quite big. So I'm thinking it is going to be mostly head, because that's what it wants to be. And for me, I have found no issue with damaging my markers as long as I make sure all the IPA is dry or evaporated off before I touch my marker to it. Because you think about it, when you're using these markers on paper, you're blending color on color all the time. So I don't worry too much about putting color on top of color. And then if I do, I just clean it off like that on something. You hear that squeaking? Some people hate that squeaking. I don't mind it. Just trying to figure out where he is. And this is like the boring part about doing these, is figuring out where everything goes. The fun part comes after. See, and I'm just wiping off, making sure. And I want to keep all the markers that I'm using off to the side because I want to be able to come back to them again. I'm just going in with my different darker colors, kind of getting the shadows and the colors where I want them. I'm not worrying about white space because I can add white back in. That's another nice thing about this, is you can add white in very easily. My kitty jumped off the table. I don't think she likes the sound of these markers. And I love these turtles too because they always look like they're kind of giving you a grumpy smile. I do actually have like a really big tile. Maybe I should have done that. No, you stay there. Okay, the kitty decides she wants to come back. Maybe I should have done my big tile. She's mad at me because I don't have any water. Okay, I'm thinking I got my shape. Okay. All right. So we got that. I want to add in, well, first I want to add in some water into my mouth because my mouth is dry. And I want to add in some yellow down here. Well, actually, let me find his neck first, because his neck comes down, and the bottom of the shell is right there. And I want the bottom of the shell. Actually, I might not see much of it. And basically, all I'm doing is thinking out loud for you guys right now, so you can see how my brain works, which is kind of a scary thing. But his shell is going to come right up like that. All right. I'm going to throw some yellow down here nonetheless. I'm going to throw some yellow like just here and there, just to get some color in there. And these colors will kind of blend together. See, I'm just cleaning off my marker just like I would if I was on paper. And now I'm going to take just a little bit of this IPA. Now you don't want to put all of it out because especially here, it's going to evaporate. So I just pour the smallest amount in here. And I'm going to take a small brush, my smallest brush. And you don't want to use an expensive one because the IPA will slowly dry out your brush. I'm just going to use it. I use my thumb a lot. Get off a lot of the excess to really refine where everything goes. And you can't control this 100%. In my climate, I can a little bit more than a humid climate because it dries a little bit faster. But even still, it's going to kind of move where it wants to. And some of this, I'm just kind of blending it together by dabbing onto it. And it kind of creates this awesome texture. I'm just kind of like what I do with, when I told you guys with watercolors, I kind of blur my eyes. Like if you need glasses, take off your glasses and just look at the highlights and the shadows. That's all we're doing right now, is finding where those are. We're not worrying about real detail right now. But there are some highlights like right here that I want in. And let's see. You can really refine your lines by kind of playing with and trying to control where the bleed of the IPA is. So this actually should come in a little bit more. And see right here, there I put a little bit too much IPA on, and I got more of a bleed that I really wanted, but we'll just work with it. Hi Azur, how are you? Playing with something a little bit different today. And he's starting to look like a frog, but we will be able to fix that. And I use my hand a lot just to get a lot of the excess off because I just kind of want this dampened with the IPA. So if it's too wet, you have no, 0 control. We want to have just a tad of control. Just a tad. Because when it comes to this, you can't have 100%. All right. Now I need to I love how this color is coming together. It's really pretty. But I do need to get the shape going here. I think I'm going to add a little bit of pink to this in a minute. And another thing with this, I usually end up moving my color around a lot. So sometimes my animal will end up quite a bit larger or smaller than I started out. There we go. All right. I think we might be getting somewhere. There he is. Because of all the texture on a sea turtle too, like if you really look at a picture of a sea turtle with the way their skin is and stuff, I think we'll be able to embrace a lot of that texture. Here we go. It is fun. It's a challenge. Like a lot of people, Zur said she's never seen this before. Um, a lot of people don't put this much detail into their tile paintings. In fact, I think I'm the only one, like this one right here, will be the first real-time painting like this, because a lot of people, I was going to do a charge class on YouTube for this, because there aren't very many of them out there, but know what? One, it's so hard to do a charged class. And I love doing stuff live, and I don't know how to go about doing a live class online. So because of my ignorance, you guys are getting the good end of the deal. So, all right, so we have, this needs to come up a little bit. Oh, that's why I'm messing it up. This comes up right here. I was wondering what the deal was. I knew something wasn't right. There it is. There it is. Okay. Now I can work on the eye a little bit more. So does the video look okay? Are you able to see? I don't know exactly what else I could do. Let me double check. Do I have this hardwired right now? Yep. And I do tend to move my tile a lot because you kind of got to push the color to make it do what you want. See, now I can go in. I'm just cleaning my brush right in that IPA, and then I just wipe it on my hand. Oh, it is so dry here today. Oops. Let's see. I'm actually going to take a look and see what you guys are seeing.
Why not do it yourself?
Sorry, because I went to.
Choose from hundreds of templates.
Come on, skip that. All right. All right, I guess I'm just gonna leave it on there. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. This is horrible. I don't know, Anne Marie, if it's, I think it's me. Maybe. I don't know what to do. I feel so guilty. Okay, so I'm hearing sound. I'm just going to keep on going and hope we're still good. Cheese and biscuits. All right. So I'm going to take a little bit bigger brush and kind of move some of these lines down. Ooh. Oh, and also you'll need paper towels. Oh, I was wondering how everything looked. I don't know what to do, you guys. This is worse than it was before. If anybody has a techie person, they could let me know. Otherwise, I might, as much as I hate editing videos, I hate that you can't really see or hear exactly what I'm doing because it's buffering and everything so much. Like right now. So, I'm going to take a little bit bigger brush and kind of move some of these lines. Yeah, this sucks, you guys. I don't know, because for as far as my location, what I'm watching right now, it looks so bad. Like I'm just looking at the YouTube video or the live stream. I don't know what to do. All right, I went a little bit behind instead of trying to be exactly where the live stream is. Oh, this is almost evaporated already. I'm going to add a little bit of pink, I think. And again, I'm not worried about mixing because I will just clean this off. No, Azure, it's from my end, I think. I don't think it's your guys' feed. I don't know what to do. Can I change this? Let's try that. All right, let's see if that helps any. My Azure, my system is fine. It's has nothing to do with my system. I've been seeing when I look online for the issues I've been having, I've been seeing a lot of issues that are the same. So it's not really my computer that's doing it. I really think it might have to do with the camera I'm using, because people say it's a Logitech camera, and a lot of people say the Logitech software can cause issues. So let's see what this looks like. All I did was throw some pink on there, and it's going to kind of blend in. I'm kind of taking that in place for some of the white. And right now it may not look good, but that's okay. We like it. And Azure also, I hardline my computer into my into my internet, so I don't have to worry about my Wi-Fi. My internet is very fast. I'm pretty sure it has to do with this camera, because they say Logitech is like that sometimes. I may delete this video because I didn't realize how crappy these videos were. So I may just do some real-time videos and just not edit them down like I normally do. See, now I'm thinking so much about my stupid computer. I'm getting off my creative track. I kind of lost my turtle's face, didn't I? And I'm going the wrong way. How do I do that? So it goes up. There it is. Well, my camera is actually very good. But if I try to go live with a higher resolution, because this is actually an HD camera. So why do I keep on trying to do that upside down? I might have to see. Let's not talk computers right now. If it looks really bad, I'm just going to turn it off. Because if I start thinking computers, I start using a different part of my brain, and I can't make pretty. So we have this. There we go. It's weird because the turtle's face is almost like tectonic plates. Just working out where everything is at. There's his nose. His nostrils are almost even between his eyes, so I gotta move that up. There we go. I can bring this down and this down. Well, all right, let's see. We have his head. And on this one, it's so funny. You know how I usually try to make eyes too big? On him, I was making his eye too small. Their eyes are beautiful. All right. So now I'm just going to move some of this color around. These, like I said, it's almost like they have tectonic plates on their faces. I know if you've watched some of my videos in the past, I do the fast forward thing. It makes it seem really easy. But now I gotta get my brain back into turtles because I was thinking too much about computers. All right, so his nose kind of goes like this. And we actually have a line that goes right upside this. And this brush is, there's barely any IPA on here. So basically all it's doing is moving the color over. just adding the white in. The hardest part about doing this is learning how damp you want your brush. I'm going to put his nostrils in, and I'm going to put his eyes back in. So his eye, I just want to put his nostrils in right about there. And his eye actually comes way back. It's really hard to get a flat color on this because the alcohol just spreads. Now I'm going to grab, I need like a purpley blue. Do I have a purpley blue? I really need to go marker shopping. Alright, this one might have to do. Alright, in this case I'm going to put color down. I need a new craft mat. I'm going to put color down and pick it up with a little bit of IPA. Load my brush right up with it. Because they have this wonderful color right here. Keep on checking my tip, making sure I didn't get any paint on it. I'm just dotting it on and it'll kind of blend in together. Some of the same around his nostrils. Okay. Then I'm going to use this and just try to add some of this white back in around his eye. And then it goes up. More purple. Wish I had a cleaner spot on my mat. Just going in here to add some of these shadows. And in looking at it just now, as I laid down the purple, I realized that that shadow is more of a green than it is a purple. A dark green. Oh, so don't be sorry for trying to help. I do appreciate it. But if I think about that stuff, my brain won't art. I have a hard time doing both. I feel bad. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings. That wasn't my intention. I really need to bring that in. All right, this is where I go in with my skewer. The bamboo kind of absorbs up some of the IPA, so I can really get a nice fine line in there. And somebody thought I was scraping the ink off. I'm not. It's actually the IPA in there. So ugh, this brush tastes horrible. Right, now I can move this up because now I can see the nostril is off. You have to realize too, it's hard once you put the ink on the page, it's there. You can kind of move it, but it's a little bit, it tends to get these heavy lines. So now this is just lightly dampened. I'm just going to reinforce the white lines around everything. All right. That's all right. I'm going to have to add in this eye a little bit better. See, I'm just really pushing the color kind of around more than anything. Then I can kind of draw it back. Zer is asking, well, as to what can be removed, or is it permanent once activated at this point? Do you have to seal them down with something when done? Yes, when they're done, you do have to, well, it's actually, while it's wet or once it's dry, um, anything can be removed with IPA. You can take it all off. If you want to make it, this is actually water resistant once dry, but it is not chemical resistant when dry. So I know some people who have done their tiles and they don't seal them at all. They just treat them as art and are very careful around them. But with these, sometimes if they get too much light, the colors will change and fade. So you do really want some sort of seal on it. I like to do, there's a couple different ones. Some people like to use the triple thick. The trick is your first layer of sealant, you want a water-based, and then after that, you put on your other sealants. Unless you're doing, like some people do the, um, just the really pretty swirls of color. I've had issue with some of mine when I don't use a water base first. It distorts my image, and so that is an issue that I have had. Um, there are some people who seal them with, there's this stuff for engines. It's a clear sealant that people use on engines. Some people seal with that. I'm trying to get back in the groove. I'm still not back in the groove of my turtle. It seems like it might be doing better. I'm not having as many red warning lights, but now I might have just jinxed myself. All right. Oh, that's my problem. So I really enjoy doing these. Let's see, where am I? Oh, there's part of my problem again. So his head is actually rather round, rotund, if you will. So I'm just moving my color. There it is. That's the one. And he looks kind of fierce, doesn't he? I don't know if I want him to look that fierce. Water-based sealant. I can't give you a name because I can't recall. The ones, like an example. It's not the best sealant in the world, but Mod Podge is a water-based sealant. It's water-based. It's not chemical-based. So like they'll say on the label water-based if it's a water-based sealant. You can do brush-on sprays. I mean, that type of thing. Need another drink of water. Also, you got to be careful. With my head down like this, I'm whiffing up that IPA. Sometimes it gives me a bit of a headache. And see what I mean? He kind of evolved. He's actually bigger than I started out. Just like all of them. I don't know why I do that. I'm just picking up color. Usually I have another tile that I use as a palette. I don't know why I didn't do that this time. I guess I still could. There we go. I'm kind of changing the angle from the picture that I was using. Because I think he needs another eye over here. The angle I have going. And it takes some practice to really learn how to manipulate your inks. No, there's more people, as there. You're just the only one talking. There's actually 8 other people. Because a lot of people like to watch without chatting in, so. Ah, bring me jambalaya. Yeah, I'm sure you could use a matte medium. But the thing with that is part of the fun with these, I don't know if you can see when I go like this, is the shine. You get some nice layers going with that. People always ask me how I seal them. I'm horrible. I just basically follow water-based first, and I prefer a spray-on. And I do a couple layers of that, and then I do like a chemical-based after that. I don't, because I just buy what's on sale all the time. I do like the triple thick because it does give a nice look to it. I do have some 2-part epoxy that I'd love to try, but I can't handle the fumes. So, yeah. I'm thinking we need some more color on here. Let me hold on one second. Let me grab another tile. Ugh. Jeez, biscuits. Okay, I'm just grabbing this tile to use as a palette so you can actually see it. I don't have to worry about picking up paint. I didn't know that there was a list because I can see who's or how many people are watching. So, I want to add in some pinks. So I have pink here. And the thing that's nice is you can use your tile as a palette and wipe it clean and then still use it as a substrate. Oh, that's more the color I was looking for. My kitty hates that noise. All right. Let's see. I'm going to want to throw some orange and yellow in there too. Oh, and you can kind of see on this one, I don't know how good this camera is, how this kind of speckled up. That's what would happen here if you don't clean your tile first. All right, so I'm going to go in with my pink. I need more. This is evaporating so fast. I wonder if I have more in the medicine cabinet. Lord help us if anybody needs this for cleaning a wound, because I always steal it out of the medicine cabinet. All right, so dip in and then I wipe off a lot of the excess, and then I pick up the color. And then once I pick up the color, I dab right back in a little bit of the IPA just to reactivate that color. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Here we go. I'm just going to touch the color on. Because if you try to brush it, you're going to end up cleaning more off than putting on. So you just have to place your color on. It's actually pretty hard to get a solid, untextured color on here. So it makes it really fun. Actually, I'm just going to pull these two together. There we go. So I'm just dabbing the color right on. It's also nice because when you place this down, you have the IPA on your brush, and it basically, oh, come on. You can basically put this on top and it won't blend with most of the colors behind it. There is dots on the top right pop-out chat. Oh, let's see. Yeah, see, it tells me I have more people watching. I think that might be the participants of the chat. So I think that's just people who've been talking. I don't think that has to do with the people watching. Did I already say? So basically, as I place this down, because of the IPA, like makes the ink separate, you could place this on top of other colors and it'll basically create a hole for itself instead of mixing in. So it is rather tedious. I think that's why I always did the fast forward videos, because I didn't know if anybody would actually want to watch me do this. Oop, see, look, I had too much IPA and it's just going to spread. So I'll have to let that stop and then go back to it. Let's see. I'm going to go and grab some of this orange. And I'm not being true to life with him. I'm just making him my own little feller right here. They do have a little bit of orange and red on them too. I'm just kind of dabbing my color. I love doing these. They're so relaxing. But like I said, I don't do them very often because I like to share, you know. Oh, that's what I gotta do. Shoot. You guys, I'm so sorry. I gotta scan in the animals that I've done because I had some people who were asking about prints. So I'll scan those in and then I'll get them uploaded. Shoot, I was gonna do it this week too, wasn't I? I'll have to get those uploaded on Zazzle and Society 6.